Oh, hey. Oh, hi. Hello. Welcome back to Chronically Joyful. To surmise the week so far is my cozy dumpster fire. It looks just like me, doesn't it? Oh, I think I've said this to y'all every single week, but it's been a year of a week, guys. But I digress. We are still doing the thing on the cadence that I set from the beginning, so we are here on a Wednesday evening after work, so this can be posted on a Thursday, so we can spend our Thursday afternoon during the lunch hour together as a happy little chronically joyful family. So, welcome back to Chronically Joyful, my dear friends, and thank you for bearing with me for another crazy episode of me talking about what it's like to live with multiple sclerosis. Coming up on 12 years, y'all. August 25th. 12 years. What a time to be alive. It feels like only yesterday, but also feels like a different lifetime. Isn't it funny how life works like that? I digress. Today, I would love to have a palaver with you all and talk about something interesting that I've been doing over the last couple of, I guess I'll say, months. Though I've only started intentionally doing this recently, where it seems that very hot topics that are incredibly controversial are what you guys want me to talk about. The one that I most recently shared about on Mother's Day, poor timing or good timing, depends on your opinion of all of this, was having a chronic illness and the subject of fertility and whether you want to have children based on risk factors of like, will this illness transmit into my child, or just your opinion on having little units in general. It's a little bit more broad than that. So another controversial topic that I have been asked to talk about pretty ad nauseum is living with multiple sclerosis and dating or partnering with another human romantically. And I'll be real candid with you guys. I've been going through odd, interesting life updates over the last about 2 years, and I'm not 100% ready to talk about that yet. I will eventually one day. So instead, I'm going to pivot to something similar, but not quite that. Also, because your girl's not dating and has never really dated before. So, am I really qualified on this topic? Probably not. So, instead, what I would like to talk about today is what I've been trying to intentionally do, which is date myself. Where in my years in this series of introspection over the last couple of months to 2 years of being a hot mess express, I'm realizing, and especially with so many of you coming to me and being like, can you talk about this particular thing? Probably not, based on my experience and the decisions that I've made over the last couple of years. But it led me down a path of thinking like, well, if I were to ever start dating, what would it be like to date me? So what we're going to chat about today is my weird process of trying to date myself and see like, is she dateable? How would you approach this with having a chronic illness? And let's tie it all together with a polite little bow. This is another example of something I've pondered over a lot, and I have like 14,000 journal entries over, but I didn't plan ahead for this, and I didn't make like a list of things I wanted to talk about. So this is not going to be as well organized, I guess, as the last one, but let's get into it. So in pondering over this and really thinking about the context behind the idea of dating with a chronic illness and then pivoting to this subject matter instead and thinking of it more so as like dating myself, I really started to think about like, am I proud of the person I am currently? Sorry. I think Puddles chasing her tail behind me was saying, yeah, Mom, I'm proud of you. Am I proud of the person I am? Am I proud of the person that I am becoming? Would I feel confident enough to look somebody in the eye and say, hey, this is going really well. We're hitting it off. I have a potentially debilitating illness that will follow me for the rest of my life. It's a really terrifying subject and concept to even ponder over. It's making me a little sweaty, and my house is freezing right now. Like, the weather can't figure its life out, so it's just like my body temperature. Like, I've been in sweats in my house for weeks because it's freezing in here. But it really is a daunting concept to put yourself out there that way and be like, hey, can you accept me exactly as I am today? As I continue on this journey of self-love and self-discovery and trying to be a better person. And I personally think that's going really well. Thinking about myself here, I'm 0% the person I was even last year. The version of me at this time in 2024 is so dead and buried in the ground and is never coming back. Like, even the ghost of her is gone. Ooh, like, she is gone. She's out of here. She's never coming back. Yay. I'm actually really proud of that. Even the version of me 2 months ago is not quite dead, but she's not leading the charge here. She's not the version I show up to my job every single day as, just like in that same self-conscious skin of like, who am I? What am I doing? How am I being perceived? No, I'm more so in the camp of, I don't really care that much how I'm being perceived as long as I am showing up authentically as myself. I am being kind. I have to be professional in my day job, but also like I'm trying to be more authentic in my day-to-day interactions. I was telling a friend that earlier today during lunch, where I was just like, it is so hard to show up 100% authentically as yourself. Truly. Where I'm an open person. If you ask me questions about MS specifically too, like I will tell you everything. I'm open in that regard, but I'm learning how to set boundaries even with the people closest to me, where it's like sometimes I don't want to talk about these things, or I don't want to open up this much at this stage and tell you everything. You haven't earned that from me, and it also just, mystery is the spice of life. So it's just a lot. There's a lot in this subject that makes it hot, heavy mom spaghetti. Like, it's not an easy, one-sided, one-dimensional type of thing. And I empathize with the folks out there that are doing this right now, because this is 0% on my radar. I have no interest in engaging in this part of my life at this time. Puddles has grabbed every single loud toy that she owns and has run into this room. So bear with me, y'all. We're 8 minutes into this already. I haven't even started. But it's such a weird thing to really think about, where it's like, at least in my shoes, I've not really ever like dated before. I've been blessed on my journey thus far of happenstancing upon all of my long-term partners organically. I've not once ever had a dating app, never intend to. But the folks that are reaching out to me asking me to talk about this are living that life where they're like, do I declare this? I will be posting a blog, chronicallyjoyful.blog, tomorrow about that, and like basically coming out and saying like, yeah, I have MS in your work life, personal life, everything in between. It's not an easy decision. And once you do, you can't take it back. So in the concept of romantic dating, it's baffling to me to even conceptualize that, where it's like, how do you know how someone's going to react? And then it comes back to, you don't know how people are going to take it. But in their response, it'll tell you exactly what you need to know. I dare someone to look you in the eye after being like, this is the most amazing person I have ever had the privilege of meeting, and I'm having a great time. And the day that you decide to look them in the eye and say, hey, by the way, I wasn't hiding this. I was just like waiting until a point where I felt really comfortable in sharing this, but I have, insert here, I have multiple sclerosis. I have fibromyalgia, whatever it is. And their reaction is going to tell you the exact answer that you're looking for about where that's going. if they come back to you and they're like, wow, that is crazy. Usually you get, and I'm so sorry to hear that. And it's depending on where you are in this journey, it's one of those like, yeah, I don't want to hear it. Or it's like a, thank you, I really appreciate that. Or if they turn around and they're just like, oh, is the juice worth the squeeze on that one? I don't know. And then if they ghost you, they did you a favor. Don't lessen your worth because somebody you were dating decided to walk away because you have a chronic illness or something else. It doesn't have to be a chronic illness. I like keeping this channel broad for all of my viewers. All 22 of you. But it's one of those very scary, very real things. I love this dog to death, but she is really killing me right now with all of this. Puddles cam's gonna be wild, y'all. But tying it back to where I was going earlier is I'm not ready to enter the dating world at all. I have zero tools. I'm 0% prepared for that because I'm on a journey of self-discovery and growth, and I want to be a specific type of person before I can ever even think about getting there. And that type of person is completely whole within myself. And I'm pretty much there now, y'all. Like, I don't need anybody else but me and this crazy thing behind me because I am so fulfilled in the life that I am creating for myself that, like, if a partner happenstances into my life, it'll just add to that journey in the future. She ain't ready for that. But I'm having fun in this process for the time being of being like, I'm going to date myself. Am I interesting? You know? Yes, I have MS, and I say this all the time. It is the least interesting thing about me, but that is not true anymore. I think actually my corporate job is the least interesting thing about me. MS is a close second, though. It's a part of me. I'm not denying the fact that I have multiple sclerosis and have had it for 12 years almost, and it is a very large factor in a lot of things that I do. An example, actively, to give you, just to tie this all together, I am blessed where most often I live with an invisible illness. You can't tell that I have a chronic disease, that I am in excruciating pain often, that I have a little bit of a limp when I walk, unless you're paying really close attention to me, which most people don't notice. But this week in particular, I did leg day yesterday in the gym. Today, standing up from being seated, I've got shaky legs. I'm like peg leg Pete over here. And I'm intentional with how I present myself to the world. I'm also trying to get better at this to be a little bit more authentic in how I'm displaying myself to the universe. But I opt to stand like when I'm working. I'm at my desk right now in my office, and this thing is like permanently stood. Also because my dog is insane and I'm not allowed to sit down without her barrel rolling into me, 90 pounds and all. But I prefer to stand, A, because my spine hurts all the time. My spine always hurts. But I personally feel better standing, and then I'm like, it's easier to get to the bathroom because, especially this week, standing up from a seated position, not a fast process and not an easy process either. Like, there thankfully weren't a whole lot of people at the office today when I was there. Because if there were, someone probably would have asked because it was noticeable enough by the time I had left. Thankfully, like, I had lunch with a friend earlier today and wasn't noticeable at that time. But, like, by the time I left, which was maybe an hour and a half later, maybe 2, it was incredibly noticeable. Incredibly noticeable. To a degree that, like, having an invisible illness, a lot of people don't know. Some people do. I'm very open about wanting to work with the MS Society. Again, did the walk recently with somebody else that works on my floor. So most of those folks know. But a lot of them that aren't there all the time don't. So it's just a conversation that it's like, am I in the mood to have this today? The answer is usually no. I went on a bit of a tangent there. We're back. We're back on topic. So in the vein of trying to date myself, number one, it's like, am I interesting enough to actually invigorate somebody else and like have a conversation, because I have a reputation in my friend circle. I live under a rock. I'm not caught up on mainstream media. I don't know what radio music is out there anymore today. I use a 2007 iPod. I still use Pandora. I don't use Spotify. Like, I recognize that I'm a little behind the times in a lot of things that people like to talk about. I don't know anything about reality TV whatsoever. I've literally had my friends quote that Mean Girls scene where they're like, oh, we love her. She's like a Martian. Like, I don't do this stuff. And that, to me, makes me interesting. Because you're not going to get the same juice out of me as the other lemon over there. I'm really on the juice squeeze thing right now. But I see it as a blessing. But if I'm not going to be up to date on normal conversation topics, I gotta know something about something. I gotta have interests that I can vibe with somebody with similar interests and be like, hey, I am a weirdo and I'm staining a bird feeder for the last embarrassing amount of time because the first jar of stain I got did nothing. And my poor birds are starving to death. But it's just like, hey, am I interesting to myself? Do I want to spend time alone happily? The UPS man's here, so Puddles just got the boot from this half of the house. Do I want to spend time alone with myself and like feel really comfortable being alone? The answer to that is absolutely yes. I love being alone. It's my safe space. But also it's like, would I want to spend time with me if I were you, for example? And it's a weird thing to think about. Sometimes it almost feels conceited where it's like, well, I actually would prefer to hang out with myself on a Wednesday night than go out with my friends today. I call myself an ambivert. I am naturally introverted. I am incredibly introverted. I recharge by playing the same Legend of Zelda I have played 69,000 times in my life, reading a book, staining a birdhouse, rewatching The Nanny. I will say I am rewatching The Nanny for the people that think I don't watch shows at all. It's great. I'm having a great time. I laugh out loud every single episode. So, am I interesting even to myself? What do I like to do? What are my hobbies? And I'm experimenting right now. Like, I know the things that I've always liked to do. Like, I like to walk in nature. I like to hike. I like to read. I like to art. Subparly. I can't call myself an artist by any means whatsoever. Like, I'm still a novice. I like to paint and like make weird little crafts. Although I'm really proud of the owl I made my nephew. His name is Hootie and he's great. But like I'm rediscovering parts of myself that I haven't spent time with in a very long time. I grew up as a kid all the way up until I graduated college playing music, where I'm a vocalist predominantly and I have no skills with any instrument other than the clarinet. So it's like I can't even like practice making my own music and accompanying myself. I've been trying to learn the ukulele and the guitar, but fun fact about Catherine, I'm left-handed. So it's a pain in the tuchus to get any direction or advice that isn't just me strumming terribly and like being disappointed in myself. That's on pause right now. But like looking at my wall calendar over here that has my monthly goals, like I am trying to do more of the things I love. So staining the birdhouse, I count that as art. When that is done, I need to start working on a really lame, adorable gift for Mother's Day that I started for my mom. And it's really late now because I'm doing too many things at once. But like getting back into music, my clarinet is literally actually right here. I picked this bad boy up again and she's lovely. Muscle memory is an incredible thing, y'all. Like I played my scales and it was like immediately back. And I'm like, wow, my problem is that I haven't played this in a decade. 2016 is the last time I played this instrument. And it shows only for the fact that like I read treble clef music like English. It is my first language. I understand it explicitly. But I lost my armature. So the mouth formation to play this well, gone, dead. I make it like 4 notes before I'm like so hilariously embarrassing, where it's just like I used to actually be pretty good at this. I was in the wind ensemble in high school and I played in college and I was really proud, and now it's like I'm starting from scratch and I'm actually really enjoying it because the only music I still have, which makes me very sad, is a like beginner's book, but it's all Lord of the Rings music. So it's like I'm just sitting there poorly playing like fourth ear longest, just like, oh God, my armature is terrible. But like it's really fun to rediscover these things about me. With that, like I'm trying other things, just trying to push myself intentionally out of my comfort zone to be like, well, what else is there in here that I could really enjoy and potentially make friends outside of work and meet people? Because right now, all of the friends I have made since moving to Richmond, I work with, which is not a bad thing. Like my girlfriends, I love every single one of those women with all of my heart and like love spending time with them. And I feel so fortunate to have found such incredible, incredible girlfriends since coming here. Truly. But it's also one of those things where it's like, I kind of want to branch out, so we stop talking about work. Thankfully, most of those folks have like left my direct team. So now there's like not much to talk about other than like surface level stuff. So that's been a blessing. But with starting to play the clarinet again, and like my big goal for this year is in August, I think, maybe the website is not clear, I will be auditioning for the Richmond Symphony Choir because they are singing and playing the Carmina Burana next spring. And I had the privilege to perform that once before when I was in the Crane Choir in college. And boy golly, would I love to do that again. It would literally, I would be so excited. I would explode out of this human vessel and just like become the sun. And like, it is like sight reading, rhythm reading, language, which is super easy for me just because I sang Ludwig van Beethoven like 2 years ago. Like I got that, but it's just like, it's flexing muscles I haven't had to use in such a long time that it's like, I feel alive again. I feel awake in this life where it's just like before, wake up, go to work, make dinner, clean the house, go to bed, do it again. I am intentionally not living like that anymore because it's like, that's not why I'm on this planet. I don't know why I'm on this planet, but it's not to do that. It might be to do this. Where maybe one of you hears this spiel about like getting to know yourself again and dating yourself and finding out like why you should love yourself more than anybody else on this planet. Maybe that'll inspire somebody that needs to hear it. Especially the folks out there with a chronic illness where it's just like, I'm so busy all the time. Like I go to the gym almost every day. I'm running. I signed up for the 8K, like working on my fitness, my passions, my hobbies, trying to learn new skills. Maybe one day I'll pick up sign language again because that didn't go anywhere. But it's just like, I have a unreasonable amount of things that I really feel passionate about and I really want to do. And I have the time now. It is just me and Puddles and my day job that is consuming of my life. But like aside from that, what better time than the present to just reintroduce myself to myself? And I'm literally trying to date myself in a sense where like in the vein of trying to get out of my comfort zone, like I want to start going out for meals by myself more. The only reason I'm not is literally just because like I'm a meal prepper. I'm also cheap. But like some weekends if I don't have plans, I'll take Puddles and my book and I'll just like go sit somewhere like a restaurant, a brewery, a park and just like be in public with her and do something I love. And you know what's happened almost every time I've done that? Puddles is a great wing woman. Like people just approach me wanting to pet my dog, and conversations naturally start. And I've gotten some phone numbers, I've made friends, I learned that I'm great with children, apparently. I'm just doing the things that when I really sit down and think about it, I'm like, if I did have a partner right now, what would we do? And you know what the first thing I learned in this is? I don't like texting. I don't really like texting. It just, I like it when I have something to say. Like if I have something to share and I want to send it, yeah, of course. But like, I'm not the type of person that if I never received like a good morning text or a how was your day text for the rest of my life, I would be completely fine with that. I don't really like it. I think it's the old soul in me speaking right now. So it's also that where it's like, I know most people don't operate like that. So I'm willing to wait to find an enigma just like me, who's pretty low maintenance, but also interesting. I don't know. I don't know. And it's that too, where it's like, I obviously am not going to be going out and about and trying to find a partner that's going to turn to me and be like, we're going snowboarding this weekend. I'm sorry. I'm not interested in snowboarding and also don't know if my legs are going to work. So like, can we sit down and talk about that? But just figuring out what I enjoy and the person I want to be. Where even in that vein, like, I think I've said this before, but I was born, raised Long Island, New York, proud New Yorker. I don't know how to swim. I was raised 20 minutes from the beach and I don't know how to swim. Like I can barely doggy paddle. It's embarrassing. I'm in my 30s and I can't really swim. But I want to learn how to kayak. And I want to learn how to do this kind of stuff. So I'm like in that weird phase where I'm like, maybe I'll take swimming lessons at 30 or just throw myself in a pool with supervision so I don't die because of me. So that like I can stretch myself in ways that are expansive and a little bit scary, but also like respecting my boundaries and how I'm feeling. Because while I live my life most of the time in great health. I'm going to just say great health despite like my days and my symptoms and my weird legs today. Like I would still consider myself in great health. But I also know myself better than anyone else. And I've got boundaries for like what I feel like I can do and what I want to try to do. I always say we create our own biggest limiting beliefs in this life. And I really hold firm to that. It's why, to celebrate my birthday this year, I am challenging myself to a 7-mile hike alone or with Puddles if I can find a nice cooling vest for her so she doesn't literally turn to cinder on that walk. But like that's what I wanted to do this year for my birthday. I didn't want to like go out and party and like do all these things. I'm taking a 4-day retreat by myself in the mountains in Western Virginia to just enjoy life and unplug. Caveat family, if you're watching this, I'm going to unplug. I'll let you know that I'm alive when I'm out and about and hiking, I promise. But like, I'm going to be unreachable for that 4-day period of time. And I'm so ecstatic for it. Like, I'm so excited. I'm cooking for myself and it's going to be so lovely. So lovely. But just really embracing the person that I am and the person I want to become before even considering adding somebody else into the mix. Also, due to life circumstances, like I need a little bit of time to like heal some wounds, lick my wounds in the corner before even considering moving forward. So just wanting to self-focus for a period of time to be a better, more well-rounded person that like when conflict arises, I don't fall back into old patterns where Catherine as a partner for most of my life. Like something would happen and I would explosively react. And I would just be like, why would you do that? This is ridiculous. And then turn around and be like, I have mood swings because of my MS. Get her out of here. Who is that? No, instead, I want to choose to respond in those moments instead of reacting and just kind of like hear the other person out, because you know what? No other human being on this planet is responsible for my mental headspace. That is a majority of the work that I've been doing in the mental garden that I have here, that I'm watering and sowing the seeds for every single day. And it is simply just to be whole within myself enough where you can choose to do anything you want to me. Sticks and stones, baby. Whatever. And it's not going to derail me. Oh, I'll feel it. Oh, I'll feel it. And I'll be kind of mopey for a while and be like, man, that really stunk. Why would that person say that? I thought they cared about me. But then I'm going to process it and let it go. And I'm going to move forward with my life and come back to being like the weird rainbow sunny psychopath that I am. And just move forward and try to bring that energy with me to bring also here to all of you. So this was a really, really long-winded way of saying that I will one day, when I'm embarking on that new quest in my life and I actually do start dating, I will talk about it. And I will be really transparent about the challenges of like, when's the right time to tell the person you're seeing that you have a chronic illness and might crumble in old age, and put that on them for a period of time. But I'm not there yet. Or, let's bring it back up. Let's not leave it there. Where like, I don't have life experience to put to this. This is the challenge for me. Where like every person that I've ever been romantically partnered with knew me before getting together with me. So like they went into it knowing already. And they were friends with me before that. So like they chose to be around as a friend before. So like, why wouldn't they want to stick around as a romantic partner? I don't know. It's a challenging thing that like I respect everyone that's going through it so, so deeply. It's not easy. It's like cutting a little slice of your heart out and just being like, by the way, this is a part of me. Either take it or like stamp all over it. I don't know. So all of this to say, one day I will talk about the ridiculous shenanigans that probably eventually will come for me when that portion of my life begins. But we're not there yet. So I'm trying to date myself and figure out like, would I want to date me? Am I interesting? Do I have cool hobbies? Am I independent enough where like I never want a codependent partnership ever again? I want to exist over here. And my eventual partner should exist over here, and we should just like come together and like soar into the universal sky as individuals and not morph into a blob and become one unit the way that I've always previously done before. I'm over that life. Clearly. I'm violently independent to a fault. So I guess maybe that's part of the self-work I'm doing too. So for the time being, I am just trying all of the new things that interest me. I got a free keyboard at work too, so I'll start plinking at that. And maybe I'll start writing songs. Who knows? Who knows? But just like exploring and trying and just being. I just want to be here right now. And I just want to have fun along the way without the responsibility of like somebody else. Because even amidst like my chaotic internal like independence and self-reliance and all of these things, when you partner with someone, their emotional sanctity ends up usually being on your shoulders too. And that's some of the work I'm doing, is to not do that to my partner in the future. I don't know. It's not easy either because it's like that person could say something to you and it could be really triggering and then it sends you on a spiral. But the goal is to spiral over here and process and then come back and have the conversation as opposed to just exploding and being like, ah, I'm like eating their heart out. I don't know. So I'm putting chapters in this nonsensical, very long video on MS and dating myself before ever thinking of dating somebody else. So if you want to skip to the end here, the gist of all of this is if you are in a similar boat to me as somebody living with a chronic illness and single, maybe consider shifting all of your attention to you for a period of time before trying to incorporate anybody else into that mixture. And maybe you've been here longer than me and you're like, but I'm ready. Don't compromise your integrity, your boundaries, and your essence of who you are for anyone else. Don't do it. Don't lose yourself in whatever that dating world is. It's so easy to do that. I've done it every single time. And realizing that I'm not willing to compromise that anymore was a huge moment for me, just because when I eventually do enter this realm, I'm entering it fully as myself, and you have to meet me where I am. And if you can't, I gotta go. And I want all of you to feel that way too. Because the greatest love of your life is yourself at the end of the day. You're not going anywhere. Your consciousness is what you are currently experiencing, so why not take care of you first? And if you are in the dating realm and faced with the moment of like, oh my God, I have to like tell this person that I have a chronic illness or that like I have a past or like I'm recovering from something, make sure you pick someone who's going to hear you and love you harder after they learn that. And if they don't, tell them to kick rocks and move on with your life and find somebody better. She says, as not having to go through this. I know it's hard. I know it's really hard in the moment. I'm not discrediting that. I'm just a jackass that can't take anything seriously. But trust yourself no matter what. Don't compromise your integrity, your inner being for anything and anyone. Don't do it. So my advice here, date yourself. Even if you're dating somebody else, date yourself. If they want to hang out with you on Thursday, tell them no. Say, I'm going to the movies by myself and then I'm going to paint a rock. I don't know. Just spend time alone. Figure out the things that you love to do and just space your life out to be really wholesome. Don't get lost in a romantic relationship. Keep it, but also still see your lovely friends, do your passions and hobbies, do scary things. Get out there and do something you wouldn't normally do just to prove to yourself that you're still alive. So this is a very, very long-winded way of saying, date yourself before you wreck yourself. Somebody put me down today. Love yourself more than anybody else on this planet before you ever try loving another person. And trust your gut. Trust your gut. It knows where you're supposed to go. So imbibe in all of your loving hobbies. Get outside, take your shoes off, stand in some grass, ground thyself, and then proceed in your life. So if you are in the dating realm and are facing these things, I would actually love to hear from you, especially as somebody who hasn't had to deal with this before. I'm like a baby. I'm like a baby in this realm where I'm like, I don't know anything about this. So would love to hear from anyone who's had these experiences of having to share with others that you are romantically partnered with about a chronic illness or anything in between. Or if you want to share your weird hobbies that you're doing, let's chat about it. I might be roller skating around my house right now terribly, Like, things are getting weird over here, but I'm having the best time. So, the light in me sees the light in all of you. I appreciate you palavering with me for almost 40 minutes now, even before Puddles Cam. And I really hope that at least a little nugget in this has been helpful for you in just that empowering self life with a chronic illness that just like it's hard. And I really believe in you and I'm here for you. So, light in me sees the light in you. I love you all so much. Have the best Thursday, and hopefully it's not raining by you. Let's go check on Puddles. Guardian of the front of the house, you yelled at every runner, child, person pushing a stroller, Amazon delivery man, and bird known to man. What do you have to say for yourself, Puddles? This was a chaotic video. You're in charge of protecting us. I think you're doing a great job. Thank you for all that you do. Bless you, Gooby.